the incredible things that are happening in this community, because there's lots there. People who are committed to having a positive, lasting impact on our community. We do like to know that the work that you do in your cohort experience is going to outlast the length of the program and that you're going to stick around for a little while. But people move all the time, things happen, and so that won't be held against you if you don't plan to be here long term. We also are excited to have people who are eager to learn from and with a diverse group of community leaders. This group has representation from all different backgrounds, groups, different areas of expertise, again, lived experience. And so that's something that we welcome because it is then representative of our community. Um, we also welcome people to apply who have a sincere commitment, motivation, and interest in the experience, right? This is a time commitment and it is an investment. And so we want to make sure that the folks who are applying are fully aware of the sessions and the time that it takes. There is a group project element. So there is sometimes meeting outside of your scheduled days and communication outside of your days. There's reading, watching videos, in preparation of meeting with community leaders. And so we ask that you go into this knowing that it is a commitment. We do ask also that you not apply if you already know that you have to miss more than two sessions. The sessions build off of each other, and so we know life happens, but it definitely impacts the quality of your experience if you are consistently missing.
Sorry, let me unmute myself. So I'll talk a little bit more about the logistics of the program. Thank you so much, Carly. Like she said, this is a 10-month program that runs the length of the school year, September to June. It's a non-certificate program, so it's different than a lot of other leadership programs you might be familiar with, where they focus on more hard skills and you are like earning some kind of certificate at the end. Leadership Evanston is a very relationship-based program. A lot of those hard skills that people are looking for, like public speaking and things of that nature, come through the activities and the way that we structure the curriculum of the program. But the focus of Leadership Evanston is really to build relationships with other community leaders to figure out how to get into the rooms that you need to be in, that you wanted to be in, but weren't sure how to get into, and how to collaborate with people across sectors, across differences. There's a lot of people in multiple different positions who make this community run, sometimes smoothly and sometimes not so smoothly. Um, but the point of the program is really to learn how to collaborate with all kinds of people, and also to problem solve around some of our biggest challenges. So we started the program learning a lot about the history of Evanston, understanding how we became the community that we are today. A lot of our sessions return to and ground in the history of who we are as a community. And as Carly said, they kind of build on top of each other.
Lauren, you do sound a little bit fuzzy, so you may want to turn your camera off.
Is it better now? Great. Okay. Thank you. So in terms of important dates, the application for class 35 is going to open on May 1st, and it'll close on July 17th. So you do have a bit of time to look it over, think about your answers. We average about 25 participants per cohort. We found that that's kind of our sweet spot with two facilitators, but also because we are a traveling classroom. So for space purposes, it's easier to have that number of people coming with us. In the application, you will notice a section that asks about how you're going to pay your tuition. So if you are requesting a scholarship either on behalf of yourself as an individual or on behalf of your organization, if you happen to be a nonprofit, there are sections in the application that will ask about scholarship dollars. So after the applications are submitted, we will review them all. We have applicant conversations, not interviews, but really just conversations in early August to kind of get a better sense of who you are, kind of hear your application come to life in your own words, and then talk some more about the logistics of the program. And then we will notify the accepted participants by mid-August. This is important because our first session is in mid-September. So we want to make sure that people have time to commit and get prepared in whatever responsibilities and roles they have on a day-to-day to be able to spend time with us. So some more about the program days. We have all kinds of community leaders and educators present on a wide range of topics. Each month has a different theme. So for example, one month might be public education, one month might be economic development. And so we invite local experts to talk about what those topics look like in our city and also how leaders can be helpful to that work. Like I mentioned, we are a traveling classroom, so we are likely never in the same space twice. We visit all kinds of places, businesses, nonprofits, schools, local organizations. We really try to get people in the community, not just talking about the community, but really being in the community. We talk a lot about things like racial equity, class and economic challenges, there are a lot of perspectives that are necessary to understand when leaders are making decisions that will affect an entire community. And so we like to be really honest from the beginning about what that takes to really have all the people at the table who are supposed to be there. And when the people are not at the table, how we can get them there and what it means that they aren't there. Because none of this is by happenstance. Everything that we live in is by design. And if we are going to be leaders, we need to be responsible for our parts in those systems. Also, outside of our regular program days, we have some additional optional opportunities. Sometimes we get access to spaces through either people participating in the program or just people that we normally collaborate with for this program to go on tours or do different volunteer opportunities, places like, I don't know, the library or the history center, just different places around town that are not required as part of your participation in the program, but will come up and you're welcome to sign on to those if that's what you would like. So these are all of the dates for our Leadership Evanston sessions this year. If you're taking notes, this presentation will be available on the website afterwards, so don't worry about them right now. They'll also be in the application for you to look at. But so we meet twice a month in Leadership Evanston. One meeting is virtual and one meeting is in person. Our virtual sessions are from 3 to 5 p.m. on Zoom. It's normally the first Thursday in the month that we meet, and then the in-person sessions are from 8:30 to 1:30. That is a long day. We do provide breakfast and lunch, and Carly and I both really care about food and feeding people, so it is good breakfast and good lunch. So we have one Saturday meeting that we'll ask of you. It's the only one. That's our orientation. That'll be on Saturday, September 19th. It's really important that you all are there for that session as it lays the groundwork for the entire program. A lot of leadership programs will do this orientation over like a weekend or overnight. We don't have that kind of time. So we try to pack a lot into that day. So it's really important that you attend. And as Carly said, missing more than 2 sessions can really alter the experience that people have in the program because each session builds on the other. Also, over time, you kind of not stop being accountable to, but it's less important that you're accountable to Carly and I, and more important that you are accountable to your group members for your project. So make sure that you take these dates into account. We know that some people have like existing conflicts. You have a wedding or something coming up. There will be a section that asks about known conflicts in the application if you want to list those. But we really try to make sure people prioritize being present on these days. Outside of class time, you could expect approximately 4 hours a month of work. That might be a little high or a little low, depending on your group and what you all are choosing to do for your project. In terms of the articles and videos that Carly mentioned, we might send you those before a session to kind of familiarize yourself with the presenters or the space that we're going to be in. We pull a lot of those things directly from local news sources, so they might be things that you've read or seen already. And then those optional opportunities that I talked about. The group work component. So early on in the Leadership Evanston year, you are placed into a small group with about 4 or 5 other folks. to work on what will be your Leadership Evanston project. The project is dictated by the group, so there's no specific outcome that we're looking for. There's no specific topic that you are limited to. We place you in these groups based on your interest. There's a section in the application where it'll ask you what you think the top three challenges are that Evanston faces in this moment. So it's really working together with people to kind of come down to a common goal or interest. A lot of people start with a really large idea. They say something like, we really care about affordable housing and we want to do something about that. And over time, the project kind of narrows down into something very specific, like a resource or a survey or some kind of more specific, achievable project. We know that you all are excellent leaders and you want to save the world, and we want to help you do that. But we are only in this program for a few short months. So Carly and I are available to help you all navigate that process. We also have LE alum mentors who are people who have already been through the program and are willing to spend a bit of their time talking to the group, meeting with the groups, introducing them to their own resources and plugging in where they have connections that might be helpful to all work towards this common goal. If you need it, we can provide a letter of support for your employer. We recognize that not everybody is in a position or at a workplace that is accommodating to missing, several hours of work per month to be in Leadership Evanston. So if it's necessary, we can provide a letter that just kind of outlines some of the benefits of participation in the program and requesting support of you in taking time away to engage in the programming. So if you need that, you can let us know. In terms of the specifics of tuition, so the cost for the program year is $1,750. This is an increase since last year. If you applied last year or if you're familiar with how it was before, the program had remained at $1,500 for quite some time, several years, and we are unfortunately having to raise the cost of the program. It is we try to provide it at a price that is accessible to community that lets people be a part of a program like this, even though they are very expensive. And so we recognize that that might be an obstacle, especially if your job has sent people before, but we know that our program is very valuable. We really believe in the education that we provide, but also the experiences, the connections, and the quality of folks that were able to get to spend time with us for this program. And so if you need support, like I said, that indication would be in the application. We do offer monthly payment plan options. We offer a number of partial scholarships, and we do have a nonprofit discount for organizations that will sponsor participant. The important thing is that no eligible candidate will be turned away due to inability to pay. So if tuition is going to be an obstacle for you or you anticipate it being an obstacle, please, please, please fill out your application first. We can talk about tuition and figure that out when the time comes, but we really don't want tuition to be a barrier to people even putting their foot in the door. I saw something in the chat.
Yep. It's a question about the nonprofit discount.
Oh, so the nonprofit discount, we offer a $500 nonprofit discount to organizations who are willing to sponsor one of their participants coming. I say one because we really try not to have more than one participant from a given organization in a program year. And so if, depending on how you work that out with your job, it may be the case that you need to apply for the nonprofit discount, but also for an individual scholarship. That's something that, we can talk about when it gets closer to the time where we need to figure that out. But you will see in the application, there's a spot that asks you if you're applying for individual, how much, and if you're applying for a nonprofit. Does that answer your question? Okay, great. Okay, and then just really quickly, I'll take you through some of the questions that are on the application. We'll ask you about your current work and or volunteer responsibilities. We'll ask you things about your connection to Evanston. Do you live here? Do you work here? For how long? How long do you plan to be here? We'll ask about your commitment to the program, so whether you'll be able to attend all of the sessions and things of that nature. We'll ask you about your volunteer or civic engagement, whether that's in Evanston or somewhere else, what you've done, what you're interested in, what lights you up, what you're passionate about. Um, We'll ask you some questions about your why. So, like, why leadership Evanston? Why is community engagement important to you? What qualities do you bring to the cohort, and what skills are you looking to develop? There is that question about what are the three most pressing issues in Evanston. That's not a right or wrong question. It's really just to get a sense of what is important to you, what you would be looking to address during your time in the program, and that helps us to also put you in groups with other folks who care about similar things and who would be able to help in ways that complement each other. That's really all of the information that we have to present. Like I said, the application deadline is July 17th. We are switching our application. It was previously done in SurveyMonkey. It is now going to be done through our grants platform. So if you are affiliated with an organization that applies for grants with the community foundation, you're going to want to make your own profile in GLM with an email address that is best for you to receive Leadership Evanston related communications. And you access that link through the ECF website. It is not really a Googleable link. It's kind of tricky to find. So this whole presentation will be emailed to everybody who signed up for one of these information sessions, but it'll also be available on our website. And on our website, you will see some big buttons that will tell you how to get to our grants platform. If you have any questions, Carly and I are the ones to contact. You can contact either of us by email and we'll be happy to answer your questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I'm gonna turn off the recording in case there are any other questions.